Hello and welcome to our introduction to HSC. When you see the title of our ministry, Hope on the Streets for Children, you may think, well, we don't work with street children, we haven't got a vision for that, it's not part of our team. So what has it got to do with us? We're all about VCJF, or we're all about something else. Yeah, well, I want to explain what has HSC got to do with VCJF. What are we all about, and what is the vision and the impact of this training? There are children suffering at the hands of adults all over the world. When I talk about children, I'm talking about the UN definition of a child, which is anybody under 18, so children and youths. And we are very concerned about this. We are the voice for the voiceless, suffering children. How are they suffering? They are suffering because they live on the streets and they live a short life of hopelessness. Once they are living on the streets, within 4 years, most of them will be dead. The average life expectancy of a child living on the streets is 4 years. There are many who are going to and from the streets. They live at home. They're suffering all kinds of abuse. There are children in slavery. There are children who are refugees. These are also homeless. There are children who are being exploited. And there are children within their own families who are suffering abuse. Their homes are not homes. They are places of violence and fear and abuse. And there are children who are in good families, but their families, due to lack of education or cultural practices, are actually traumatizing their own children or not providing the foundational needs of the children. What we have found as we're doing our training, as this impacts families, it impacts Christian groups to become more vibrant. It impacts ministries that exist to help them to be better ministries, and it impacts ladies who've suffered abuse from childhood, and it also impacts the rescue of children. I'll give you one example of a convert. Yeah, he gave testimony after coming to our training. He said, I was a bad father. I thought I was just to feed and clothe my children and to discipline them. My children were afraid of me, and this is normal in my culture and in my background. He said, I didn't realize what their needs were. So after the training, I started to pay attention to the children, to play with them, to ask them their needs, to provide for them. I taught my wife as well, so we provided for all their foundational needs, emotional, spiritual, physical, everything. And now my children just love me. They're excited, they're happy to be with me. And my neighbors, my family are like, wow, why do your kids love you so much? Why are your kids so happy around you? And it's been a big testimony to my family and my neighbors. And we hear this multiple times from mothers, from fathers, from grandmothers, where this has impacted family life. Also within churches, to see that they become vibrant in providing for the needs of the children, in helping parents to know how to be good parents, to not traumatize their children, to understand what children need, and also to bring healing to themselves. Many people have found healing from their own traumas, have found the ability to forgive for the first time, and have found a deeper walk and an ability to know how to bring their thoughts captive to Christ and how to forgive. They knew they should, but through our training and through the healing, they found how to do that. And many people have found that the ministries they were doing with children, whether that was street children or disabled or sports or whatever training they were doing, programs they were doing with the children or youths, they found ways to improve it. They found to do it better. In some cases, completely to change the program. For example, one person. We train people from lots of different backgrounds, not just from our organization. And she was running an orphanage, and they completely changed this to be group homes, to have enough caregivers to children, to start working with the street kids. Another one who heads another organization was already running group homes. They started working with the street kids. They started also to train their house mothers and to make sure their house mothers had healing from their own issues. And it's found improvement in the training. Even people working in the schools, the teachers, those working with the disabled, we have testimonies of this, and churches who go like, oh, wow, we didn't realize that, you know, these kids on the streets were victims. We didn't realize that we could work with them. We didn't realize we didn't know what to do. Or some, we tried and failed, but we didn't realize we were going about it the wrong way. And there are so many, you know, ways where churches have become more vibrant, or even started ministries, or to do prevention. And this is what a lot of this is relevant to VCJF, to make them more vibrant, to find healing, to know how to raise their own kids, and to impact their communities and their families through community education, to prevent the abuse, to prevent kids being sent to the streets to beg and work, to prevent children being neglected or suffering in their own homes, or, you know, not having their needs provided for. A lot of it is about prevention, to help the mothers heal so that they are able to reach out to their own children. You know, a lot of these things is about education, community education, taking time to get to know the kids. And if we're going to be raising up VCJFs, they need to have this kind of training. They need to know how to be vibrant with children and youths. If we look at the statistics just for these two regions, and then you look at the statistics for your own region, we need to reach the children and the youths. And how many of them are traumatized? How many of them are not having their foundational needs met? How many of our churches know how to meet the needs of children and youths? How many are going into schools? How many are going into the community? What about those VCJFs that we are planting? Are we really impacting those who are traumatized? Are we reaching deep into their needs? Are we educating their families on how to be good families? Are we encouraging them to get out into their communities and prevent abuse in their communities? These are all part of being vibrant. And if we don't reach the youth, if we don't reach the children, then we are not reaching the majority of the population. Now, what do? We do many things. We mobilize, we advocate, and we have a website in order to be the voice of the voiceless. And we train. We are a training team. Therefore, we come wherever we're invited to train. And we also have 3-month trainings here at the training base in Zambia, but also soon to be in other countries as the teams are being built up. And we train online. And our curriculum is available in English, French, Portuguese, partly in Swahili, partly in Arabic. We have some translations going on. And we also have teams in these places, as you can see, with also some other teams in the process of being set up. We are available if you want us to train you in one or more of the modules. Now, what are our modules? You can see the details of our syllabi in the attached documents. We have trauma and crisis care intervention, levels 1 and 2, which is as it suggests. And care models, which looks at different models for caring for children and the negatives and positives about each model. Care for team is about how not to get stressed and burnt out, and how not to stress and burn out your team, and how to detox yourselves. Community transformation project design is, as it suggests, it's about designing projects that transform the community rather than creating dependency. We find this is important because as people want to encourage or train churches to set up projects, then they need to know how to do it themselves. Train the trainer, these are our optional or our extra modules. We've got Train the Trainer, which is basically for those who want to now train our curriculum and how to train adults well. And Child Soldier, which is also an optional module, which is available on request. So I hope this has given you an idea really of what we do and maybe how we fit. Not so much maybe the projects that your team is doing or what your team is doing, but how it may fit into these VCJFs as we're setting them up so that they become truly vibrant. And also, even for yourselves as teams, to be a voice for the voiceless, to be aware, of those things that can be done without even a lot of money, just with time, such as community education and advocacy. Thank you for taking the time to listen. May God bless you in all that you do.